Yo pondría la
Y darle
música de
streamear.
fondo y eso de escondo el logo, esto lo pongo aquí. ¡Hala! ¡Robado!
All right, so Q&A. This again, I'll do my preamble again. This is a good opportunity for people in
Preguntas
Twitch
y
chat to be
respuestas.
able to drop in questions. I know chat's moving quickly, but we have our community team is actually in there. Like props to Lisa Casey in there right now and pulling specific questions for Q&A. I'm watching Rich. By the way, no one sees this. Rich is. We have a whiteboard in here. Rich is like, oh, Midwinter Blight. This is a question that a lot of people have been asking. It ends on January 2nd.
Right.
So people who are asking in chat, Midwinter Blight goes through January 2nd, so everyone is aware of that. And then Avatar Zero actually goes nearly to the end of the season.
That's right.
So players can check out Avatar Zero almost all the way through.
El avatar de
the end
Ozzy,
of
el evento
season
este de
two.
Nuevos Sigilos se
Good
acaba al final de la
reminders on
temporada,
these end
23 de
dates.
diciembre,
I
y
will
el evento de
say
Navidad
that there's
termina
a question,
en
before
enero,
we jump into
a
the
principios de
questions from
enero.
chat. There was a question that we've been getting a lot online from console players, specifically related to gold trading, that I do want to actually address as well.
Oh, yeah.
People have sent me videos, and I totally understand. It has become very, very tedious to actually trade gold, and since gold accumulation has actually grown within Season 2. It's become very tedious as a console player to trade gold using the UI and the user interface within the game.
There's been some gold inflation in Season 2.
Exactly.
We know.
And I know they have to like manually scroll their gold, and it can be a little difficult.
O trocear esto cuando
is
termina
being
comentarios
addressed,
con titulitos y tal.
and the team is working on a fix for that. We're hoping that will be in for Season 3.
Yep.
So
por la sub,
players on console will get a little bit more, I guess, of a relief during that specific point.
Yeah, it'd be a lot easier to put in, 100 million, a billion gold, whatever you want to put it.
Exactly. So I will jump into questions here. We have.
La pregunta era si van a solucionar de alguna manera los problemas para tradear oro en consolas, y le han dicho que sí.
Why is Avatar of Zero considered a seasonal event and not normal content?
Porque Avatar of Zero es un evento de temporada y no un evento de endgame.
That's why. So because as I was kind of talking about a little bit earlier, but like the Avatar of Zero is a piece of content. We're putting it out there, and we really want to see how players interact with it. We want to see what people like about it, what they don't like about it. We want to people
Queremos ver cómo interactuáis con él, qué supone, qué provoca.
We are going to be looking for more like we say things like seasonal and evergreen. We are looking for more evergreen pieces of endgame content for players to engage with. It just kind of continue to level up.
Necesitamos cosas de endgame. Vamos a ponernos esto a ver qué tal funciona.
Particularly in that World Tier 4 environment. But we want to be able to do that in a way that is that is intentional, right? So
yeah. I think you were saying earlier we want to make more content like this, but with Avatar of Zero, this is the first.
Queremos hacer más cosas de estas como el Avatar of
First
Zero.
time we've done something like this.
Yeah.
And,
Y estamos probando
I
cosas.
I think we're going to learn some stuff.
Y vamos a aprender algunas cosas de cómo interactuáis con él, de cómo relacionáis con él.
Question from Breezy Seashore regarding Avatar Zero. Will we get any sigils or sigil powder from Avatar Zero dungeons?
Avatar Zero runs do drop sigil at the end, but you don't get sigil drops as part of the Avatar Zero runs.
Dice que si vamos a tener algún tipo de drops, dice que
I guess this is kind of similar to
de sigilos, dice que no, que vas a tener el sigilo único.
The first question, which is from Mr. Beefcakes Gaming, saying, are we getting some sort of variation of this mode in future seasons? Are there like more big
Cada season va a tener un Avatar of Zero,
endgame beyond Avatar of Zero for
eventos de este tipo.
Yeah, I mean, in season 3, we know that we're going to be launching the gauntlet and the leaderboard systems and trials. It's like we're going to have some endgame content.
De la season 3
we're looking at more content just like this, and we will be releasing.
Van a sacar de Gauntlet, que es el modo de competitivo,
y
que se van a centrar mucho en eso.
Season 3, we're talking about things we want to do in season 4. So we are working through all that. Yes, you will see more content like this in the future.
Dice que sí, que vais a ver más contenido de este estilo, pero también como hay más cosas como de Gauntlet y demás.
Like, if you love it, then tell us and
Se trata de hacer el endgame más vivo, más completo.
Question from Rimas. This is where I
This
struggle.
is like a year of this.
Yeah,
of Adam saying a name with an
y'all just need to have
the
easier Twitch names. Like mine's Pez Radar. It's like so simple.
Radar.
Everybody can be as clever as you with Pez Radar.
I know, so clever. I took a popular candy and mixed it in with the word radar. Everyone. So Rima says, any news on a loot filter?
¿Algún tipo de filtro de loot o algo por el estilo?
This is a popular question we tend to get quite often. So.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, you can answer too. I think we answered. So we had a question like this at BlizzCon.
Yes.
And what I said, which continues to be true, is that we think that being able to filter your loot efficiently is a baseline part that should be part of all ARPGs, including Diablo 4. Some of the changes that we're planning.
Dice que poder filtrar el loot y poder filtrar lo que quieres ver es algo básico en este tipo de juegos. Pero que están planteando un cambio muy bestia de los ítems de aquí a la Season 4. Y que es algo que van a tener en cuenta a la hora de hacer este rework.
The changes that we're making, but the changes to itemization are so significant that if we added a loot filter today, it wouldn't work.
Claro. Que si te pongo un filtro ahora mismo con las condiciones actuales dentro de 3 meses ya no vale.
Significant changes. So and I call that like some of the problems, the big problems that we see right now in itemization. Largely, a lot of it comes down to being able to parse all this loot that you're collecting. And then, like, the general sense that, like, some affixes are just for nobody. Like, they're not really good for anybody. Nobody really wants shrine buff duration. Right. You know, nobody really wants, you know, it's not, I shouldn't say no one really wants 3 or 4 resists on an item, but, like, there are some people that want 3 or 4 resists on an item. We're probably not going to do a lot of that in the future. You know, there's more things we're doing to make it just easier to parse item to item. You know,
dice que en vez de lo que están comentando de filtrar, que directamente cuando vean que determinados modificadores que no son especialmente buenos, los eliminan y a correr.
Butcher-style bosses like Bloodseekers would love more types of these encounters, especially maybe during world bosses. That'd be crazy. But yeah.
Corremos muchas veces por ese
Prime. Butcher spawn in the middle of a world boss, that'd be fun.
Dice, a ver, Butcher, bosses de sangre, etc. Es posible que aparezcan más a menudo en otro tipo de contenido y no solo en sigilos. Esta sorpresa del
yeah, we love that the gameplay that we're getting from Bloodseekers, like dropping into dungeons occasionally. I think you see even just like the fights at the end of the Abattoir of Zir runs are already pretty fun because you don't really know what combination of affixes and Bloodseeker classes you're going to get when you kind of wrap things up. Looking for more interruption, disruptive content like that, you know, that kind of creates this these bolts of excitement.
Sí, si os jugadores de PoE, básicamente son los betrayal que te asaltan.
Bosses, and I was killing Treasure Beast last week, and when you stagger Treasure Beast, you can actually get one of those little treasure goblins that pops out. But his loot isn't very good, so we're going to fix that.
So there we go.
Not exactly.
Not exactly that. But Joe had that experience and wants to let everyone know.
Look, I got 1 rawhide and 300 gold.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
A lot of people are going like treasure.
Que se lo plantean, que parece interesante que quizá en un boss de mundo en algunos eventos aparezcan estos bichos y te puteen. Los bichos de sangre, el Butcher, quien sea.
Exactly.
Y que molaría que fueran más irruptivos.
Ignore our internal. Hey guys.
That was his internal.
Or utilize it and confuse everyone like we did.
Exactly. So, you guys, I know that. We've gotten questions about, we still get questions. We're still getting questions because people didn't see the beginning of the stream. We do want to confirm that we did talk about and address the questions we've been seeing a lot in the community related to pay for power that have been swirling around. People talking about adding pay for power in Diablo 4.
Pay por poder, el pagar por poder, no.
We talked about it in the beginning. We have confirmed that we are not planning on
adding pay to play
power in Diablo 4. So I just want to reiterate that now because there's a lot of people who probably missed the beginning of the stream. I do want to just readdress that there are no plans for that.
Again, we have no plans to add pay for power to Diablo 4.
Yes, everyone who's sending me posts on X.
On X.
I'm never going to stop making jokes about this. I love that. I love it so much. Everyone who keeps sending me posts on X, like, we get it. You know, we still do not.
No entra.
It's still true. There's no plans to sell power in Diablo 4.
No hay planes de vender ningún tipo de poder en Diablo 4.
Question
ya los hay. El Battle Pass ya
actually color palettes. We've been seeing a lot of like customization.
El Battle Pass solo de skins.
This is from Comfortably Dumb. When are we getting more color palettes for transmogs? Also, pink is a color.
¿En serio?
They want to make sure people are
Pregunta súper importante que todo el mundo está queriendo saber. ¿Cuándo vamos a tener más colores en nuestra paleta de personalización? ¿Quién ha preguntado eso? Eso es mentira.
I think that there's a lot of cool ways to customize your pigments in the wardrobe.
El rosa es un color, que sí que lo será, pero... Creo, gracias por ese Prime. Madre mía, 12 meses ya, Grul.
Awesome.
Ya no eres un Antonio, ¿eh?
Skolm TV asks, any plans to rework some skills or abilities? Like the Necromancer could really use some movement speed or skill abilities to help out with some of their movement issues that they're having.
Hostia, ¿tan pronto?
Yeah, I think Ab Jax has been on stream before. We've talked about like the.
Dice, a ver, el Necro tiene problemas de movilidad. ¿Alguna intención de reworkear o rehacer algunas habilidades? Algunas habilidades.
There is room for making these sorts of adjustments over time. There's not an immediate plan in terms of like in season 3 we're going to do X. Like we don't have that. But we are trying to make sure that as we continue to release new seasons, make more unique items.
A ver, para Season 3 no.
Pero
sí que hemos detectado cosas que fallan y para futuras seasons lo queremos trabajar.
And help parts of their class. Like we hear very frequently like Sork has a really tough time.
Para mí, gracias por ese Prime.
On creatures, so everybody runs Frost Nova. Like we understand. There's things we have plans for, but like
entendemos que el Necro tiene mucha menos movilidad que otras clases, que tiene problemas de movilidad y lo queremos trabajar.
But we're also always looking for opportunities within itemization to also buffet these classes.
Pero tampoco creemos que la solución sea tocar las habilidades, sino quizá la itemización.
I'm going to take one last question here before we kind of close it out. This is BG Fan Germany.
Última
Will we
pregunta.
ever be able to play the campaign on a higher difficulty?
¿Sería posible jugar la campaña con más dificultad?
I think this is an interesting idea. The campaign is something that sort of each time you play narrative content like this, you kind of get diminishing returns on how exciting it is, because some of it is based on surprise and emotional resonance, right? And some of it is like, another reason to ask this question actually could be, hey, I want to fight Andariel more times, right? And so one of the things that was cool to see with Season 2 is bringing like Duriel back, previously only part of the campaign.
Sí.
Right? It'd be cool to
Dice, a ver, entre comillas lo entendemos. Hay partes de la campaña que sabemos que molaría, como enfrentarse con Andariel, Duriel, etc. Y hay cambios que hemos hecho enfocados a eso, como por ejemplo traeros a Duriel al endgame.
Mentions Diablo ebooks with Joe Pipora, reading when?
Yeah.
Joe.
Let me,
narrator Joe Pipora.
I'll work with my agent.
Y han dicho que sí, que se plantean por la campaña
moderna. Thanks, Davey.
You know what? I appreciate that people like to hear the sound of my voice as much as I like the sound of my voice. So that's great.
All right. Well, before we wrap up, I know, Mr. Joe Shelley, you would like to say a few words to the Diablo community as we wrap up our final stream here for 2023 for Diablo 4.
Venga, las palabras del rey de Nochebuena.
Do you have any parting words?
Yeah, I do. Let me get my hat.
Out.
Got this hat specifically for this.
It's been a long year.
There we go.
There we go. All right. Now I feel more in the holiday spirit.
The fact that you own this hat is just very interesting to me.
But yeah, like we said at the beginning, it's been a pretty exciting year, right? Like we went from testing the game, doing beta tests, doing open beta, I remember getting my Shava horn and wearing it on my mount everywhere. I still wear it when I show up to World Boss. So
I still wear mine.
Can know.
You got to brag. You got to be like, I was part of that group, that exclusive group.
Getting my wolf pup from participating in the beta. All the changes we were able to make as a consequence of testing in the beta. Playing through the campaign, right? Getting to really have Mephisto as a huge, complex character for the first time in a Diablo game. Finding out what happens with Lilith, and getting to meet all the characters along the way, right? Bring the fish back to that town in Skazglen.
The major beats.
Hey, this
exactly.
Look, there's one quest designer who's like, I made those.
It's a fun quest.
No, but it was really the campaign in Diablo 4. I think we're really proud of the work that we did there. It was really cool for players to experience that and share in it.
Estamos muy contentos de cómo salió Diablo 4, del trabajo que han hecho, de la campaña, del gameplay, del endgame.
Of course, we launched Season 1, and we got tons of feedback on Season 1. I think we learned.
Sacaron la Season 0, sacaron la Season 1.
It was a
Tuvieron muy buen feedback, detectaron errores, los mejoraron.
With us for a while, I'm sure, had an opportunity to give us a lot of that feedback. But one of the things that I want to point out here is that it's incredibly valuable to us to have players who are passionate about the game.
Es muy valioso para nosotros tener jugadores apasionados por el juego y no ya que nos deis feedback, que nos deis feedback desde la pasión.
No one cares about, you just don't get any feedback about how.
Que si el juego no le importara a nadie, no tendríamos feedback. Que haya tanta gente que lo está disfrutando y nos dé feedback nos permite mejorarlo.
Changes in season 2 and all the stuff we've been talking about here today and things that are upcoming for the game is because of all of your feedback. So please continue to give us feedback.
Así que por favor,
about all the things that you
danos
don't
tanto
like in the
feedback
game,
como podáis.
all the things you like in the game.
Si os gusta, si no os gusta, lo que os gusta, lo que no os gusta.
Can I say one thing? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you can.
So it's funny whenever.
Where's your hat?
I don't have a hat. I'm so sorry. This is really just. One thing. Like I do get asked this quite a bit. Like how do you deal with all of this feedback? Sometimes it's like really direct. And the way that I sort of think about it is like whenever someone sends me a message about Diablo 4 or we're reading a community post or watching a video, whatever it is that we're doing, at any given time, even when people are like angry or disappointed, like everybody ultimately, I think there's one kind of like truism here, and that everybody wants Diablo 4 to be good.
Yeah.
They went and played the game hoping for a specific kind of experience, and they want that. So even when people are like pretty pointed in the ways they're talking about things they feel, it's because they're passionate about it. Yeah. So yeah, it's just kind of undergirding your point.
Cuando la gente es un poco puñetera y tal,
I can't say it enough.
Sobre sus argumentos y cómo los expone, es realmente porque tiene mucha pasión.
Blood Harvest in season 2, getting six to eight people together, overloading the zone to zone cap so you can bring.
Cuando te envían amenazas de fuerte, igual es porque no están
lures
en la
together,
cabeza.
farming that, getting so many legendaries that you have to stash them in your stash tab and then run portal back so everybody doesn't leave you behind. Getting farm Durio, right? Linking your mats to make sure that you don't have that one person who shows up for the first couple parts of the rotation and then mysteriously vanishes without contributing. Getting to bring holiday events like Midwinter Blight. Like we're really excited to be able to, we're all going to go away for the holidays. That's why I've got my hat here. And it's cool that when we go away for the holidays, we're doing it with a whole bunch of awesome content, new content.
Dice que está muy contento no solo por el funcionamiento del juego, sino porque van a enfrentarse a las vacaciones o van a empezar las vacaciones con un montón de contenido de calidad.
Getting nominated for a couple of awards in a couple of places, some player choice awards. I think
les han nominado también para los premios de videojuegos. Estamos satisfechos, muy contentos. Y si lo estáis pasando bien y estáis contentos, votadnos.
I think this is our first year of this.
Guapo, Facufe.
It's been a long year and an exciting year, and we're really excited for next year and for the future and for season 3 and all the stuff we're bringing there and itemization stuff coming and the expansion that we announced at BlizzCon.
Y que están trabajando mucho en la expansión, que están contentos por lo que ha venido, por lo que está por venir.
We hope you'll join us for that.
¿Cuándo empiezan los drops? A las 9:30.
Thank you guys again. Thanks to the Diablo community.
29 minutos.
Through all these CampFire chats, all our developer update live streams, and we have a lot more planned for next year. Our next stream is actually going to be live from Albany, New York. Yeah, we're going to Albany. We actually we have of course locations with multiple teams here working on Diablo 4, and we have a studio up in Albany that will be ready for season 3 for a reveal. So we'll have a developer.
Que en el lanzamiento de la season 3 en el reveal que será en enero lo harán desde Albany, desde Nueva York.
And checking out season 3 and revealing more information about it next time you guys see us on stream. Before we do,
el próximo stream ya será directamente el lanzamiento de Season 3.
We want to remind people about some other Diablo activities that are also going on during the holiday season. And we have like D2R, we are bringing back the 22 Nights of Terror that was introduced last year.
En Diablo Resurrected están las 21 Noches de Terror, un evento.
Season 30 PTR, notes go live tomorrow for that. So people will be able to see
¿Qué acabas de decir?
Some of the balance changes that are coming in season 30 for Diablo 3, and we'll have information about when that PTR is actually going to start.
Mañana nos pone noticias sobre cuándo empieza el PTR de Diablo 3 de la season 30.
Will be happening for D3 again. So players can actually partake in that. And
pues
a huge update. It's actually probably our largest update since Fortnite,
ya empieza la season repetida, ¿no?
Souls update, which will be coming on December 14th. So
lots of
Diablo activities throughout the holiday. Again, thank you to the whole entire Diablo community on behalf of the Diablo dev teams here.
Me que estas cosas no las pongan en las redes.
Our holiday break.
Estoy en todas las redes de Diablo 3 y no tengo hasta
Diablo. So thanks again. We'll see you soon.
See you soon.